Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be on how to contour and highlight. So I already have my base on, so I have on foundation, concealer under my eyes, and some setting powder, and that's all. So once we get that done, what you're going to do is you're going to do your bronzing first. So there's a few different options. So when you bronze, you want to go more towards a more warm tone shade, because you'll see why later when we go into contouring, that's when we're going to use more of our cool tone shades. So I have two different options for a bronzer. If you're more of a minimalist, you just want a little bit of color on your face, you could use the BareMinerals Invisible Bronze bronzing powder. I have Fair to Light. So this is what it looks like. It's a little bit shimmery on it, but it just goes really, really softly on the skin. So I'll go ahead and do this one first, just so you guys can see. So I just take my BareMinerals Full Flawless Face. This is actually like a face powder brush, but the way that it's shaped, since it's like more oval and just really fluffy, I feel like it's the perfect bronzing brush for me. So I just swirl it around, get some good amount of product on there, just kind of dust this one off. And then I do little circular motions on my face. So I do it right under my cheekbone, and I move up to the forehead. So kind of like a C on the face. Okay, so you can kind of see, I did quite a bit of powder, but it just kind of gave a nice overall bronzed look. But it's not like super crazy. And then I'm going to go under the neck and onto my neck because of that horrible suntan that I get. Alright, so that's what this one looks like. For a bronzer, you could, like if your foundation's a little bit lighter than your chest area and your neck, you can dust it more like, kind of like an all over motion. But I personally don't, because I feel like it adds a weird contrast. So I just do it underneath, under my chin, and on my forehead. Kind of like the three that people do, but I don't know. Okay, so there's that. And then the next bronzer I'm going to do on the other side of my face is a Wet n Wild contour palette. So I'm going to be using this shade. This one is going to be more of a matte bronzer, where the one that I just put on has a slight shimmer to it. So it kind of looks like a natural bronzed glow type of deal. So this is what it looks like. I'm not going to use this side just because I feel like it's going to make my face powdery. So I'm going to just use the same brush, the BareMinerals brush, and I'm just going to kind of pounce this one. Ooh. I'm just going to tap this one off because a lot's actually coming off. And then with this one, again, just the circular motions. And this one's obviously going to come off a lot heavier. And again, under my neck. You don't want to blow on your brush, even though I just did, because you blow like a lot of germs and like spit on your brush. So it's definitely not recommended. So better to tap it off. Alright, so that's the two sides. So more of a matte look, and then more of a bronzed, glowy look. Alright, so then next, with contouring, you're going to again use more of a cool tone bronzer, because when you look at, oof, I always get hair on my face after that brush. When you look at your shadow on the ground, it's like a gray look, so that's kind of why you want to use more of a cool tone, because cool tones are more, have that grayer undertone, where warm tones are more of like that yellowy, oranged, suntanned look. So for my cool tone bronzer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and you can see, I'll show that you next to each other. So you can see how this one has more of like that grayish cool toned look, where this one looks a lot more bronzied yellow undertone. So that's the difference. But with this one, I'm going to use a lot smaller of a brush. I'm going to use my Anastasia A23 brush. It's just a lot more dense, more smaller of a brush, so I can get right where I want to contour. So this one I'm just going to swirl it around tap a little bit off, and then you just go where you want to deepen it. This side looks a little bit harsh, so I'm going to take just my BareMinerals brush that I just used, not put any more product on it, but I'm just going to kind of make this a little bit more natural looking, or move it around a little bit. Alright. Because I just moved around the bronzer, I'm going to add a little bit more contour right there. Also with the contour, I'm going to go under my jawline, just underneath. I'm not going to drag this one downwards, so I just follow my jawline. I have more of a squared jaw, you can kind of see, so I like to define that. And then I'm going to do just a little bit on the forehead. More so along the hairline. And then I don't really like to make my nose look super skinny, so I'm going to just stick with this Anastasia A23 brush. Just tap a little bit in it, a little bit under the nose to just deepen that, and then along the sides. Alright, so you can see how it kind of just added a little bit definition into the center of my face, and that's what I'm going for. If you want your lips to look bigger, you can always put a little bit of this contour shade under your lips. I already have lipstick on, so I have to be careful. And then some people even put it to the top of their lips, but I personally don't, because I feel like it'll make me look like I have a mustache. So that's why I don't. If you do that and you like the way that it looks, then keep doing it. I personally, I feel like it looks like I have a mustache. Maybe I just don't blend it out enough. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of contouring. I'm going to go in with my highlighter next, and then I'm going to do my blush after. So for my highlighter, if you want a more subtle, more natural inner glow look, I like to use the Mercier in shade Highlight 01. It's just a really nice glowy look. It's not going to be super beaming on your face. So for the brush that I use for this, I use the Morphe M438 brush. It's just a really, it's a tapered, just small brush, and I just dust in this, and then I'm going to go right on the top of my cheekbone. I don't go underneath a lot, because where you have pores, if you have a lot of wrinkles on your face, like along where your smile lines are up here, it's just really going to define it. So you want to keep your highlighter where you're very smooth on your face. So me, it's just right here, I'm really smooth. I do get some smile lines right here, but that's if I'm like smiling all day and my face like creases right there. I just put it right on there, and then I do a little bit on the tip of my nose and on the top of the bridge. And then I'll pick a little bit up, because I like the more radiant look because my skin's really dry. So I do a little bit on the forehead, and then a little bit on the cupid's bow, and on the chin. So that's kind of more of a more subtle highlight. If you want to go in with more of a beaming highlight, I'm going to show you that in just a second, how to get that super beaming look. But next I'm going to do blush. So I do blush after my highlight because it kind of creates that more seamless, more natural look of a highlighted flushed cheek. So for my blush, I'm going to use my Morphe E4 brush. It's my tapered angled brush. And I just kind of tap into it. I'm using the Becca blush in shade Flowerchild. It's kind of a really soft peachy pink, and it just goes really well with my skin tone. So I kind of start, so here's the ball of my cheek. I kind of start right behind it, and I just do like a brushing up motion. So in between where my contour and my highlight is, and I just kind of dust that on. So it kind of just gives me a nice pink look. Like that. And then you can see how it kind of combines the contour and the highlight together really nicely. Alright, so if you want that super beaming highlight, what I like to do is I will take my setting spray. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 setting spray. And I first mist my face, so that way it's nice and damp on my face. And then I'll take my Morphe M438 brush again. And then for this highlight, I'm actually going to use the Sephora Illuminate palette, because this is just a really bright palette, and it goes on so blinding on your face, especially if you do it this way. So I'm going to mix this white one and then this more cream colored one. So I just tap into both of them, and I'm just going to go right on top of it. So you can see that it's a lot more blinding. If you don't want to spray your face first, you can spray the brush and then go into it. Or go into it and then spray your brush. It really, there's no right or wrong to that. So you can see it's like 10 times brighter. If you want an even more bright, more blinding highlight, the Ofra highlighters are phenomenal. I personally haven't gotten one yet, but it's definitely next on my list. And I'm just gonna put this one on the tip of my nose. I keep it still. So yeah, so that is basically it to contour and highlighting. Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy and you can do it really, really quick. There's not a lot of thought process that goes into it. There is one tip that I do have for you though. If you are using a cream contour, then I would go in with that before any of your powder products, because if you set your face and then try to go in with cream, then it's going to get all patchy and really hard to blend out for you. Go in with all your creams first and then your powders second, and that'll just make that flawless finish. That's it, guys. Super simple. You can kind of see the more glowy side versus the more matte side. Definitely try this at home. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video and how you liked it. If you have any more suggestions for me, definitely comment that below. Like this video if you thought this was good. Oh, there's a butterfly at my window. It's so cute. But yeah, definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Show me some love. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.